live on the set with the hostess, with the mostess, the high priestess Phoenix. I am your spiritual healer, teacher, shaman, seer, oracle, lightworker, starseed, earth angel, mystic, medium, psychic, witch, yogi, guru, evangelist, North American Sybil. I am your messenger God, the first child of God, the Lilith reincarnated. In order to keep up with me, you had to see what I post on my community page, latest live video, anything in my shorts. Oh, yeah, that's right. Did you guys see Nipsey in the shorts? Nipsey. It's pretty tight. I wonder what his real name was. Last time I asked that, I found out somebody's name was Earl. Did you know that DMX's name was Earl? I'm cool. I'm cool on it. I don't need to know your real name. It's cool. Other people don't know either. What's up, everyone? It is a thirsty motherfucking Thursday in this bitch. What are we going to talk about? I'm not sure. My Palladium chakra was going off this morning, so we're going to go into the Palladium book. They won't let me put down the Planetary Leadership book, and we got a Metatron card. Really? I guess that's where we are in the energy. I was thinking about something this morning. I was given a new purse. It was really cool. I walked up. There's this chick, dude. Ever since I met her, she's just been nothing but a bearer of good news. She calls me my friend. My friend! Well, she used to come up and ask me for cigarettes, and it was no big deal. And then she just would call me her friend all the time. And there's this story. One day we were sitting out there. I was sitting with B. She told my friend. She came up and she was all flashing off these gift cards. She told us to go get one, right? She's always that person, right? She's always got like some kind of cool shit going on. So this morning I was walking by and she saw my friend. She shows me this purse and she gives it to me. I guess it was in the donations. And it was a perfect little purse because I carry this big ass fucking briefcase type one. Oh, there's a good card. The next one's even better. There's a good card. She gave me this cool ass little purse and shit. And I was sitting there and I was thinking I had this image about carrying some cards. It's like, but I don't carry cards. I'm not a tarot reader, but people just really want a card. They want a card to stare at. I read energy, dude. I don't read cards. The cards are just for you guys to stare at because kids need something to look at. Really, there's tarot readers. That's what they do. They just read cards. I don't read cards. I read energy and I put cards on it. Really? Oh, let me open up the chat. There we go. So basically, we're going to be talking about your authentic self, which in all actuality doesn't exist. You're denying yourself. Let me take a breath. There were so many cool things that happened this morning. So that happened. And then it was funny. I was standing there and Janine's standing there and she's going to send Michael out to go check the floors. Oh, what's up? She saw somebody smoking in the building. I was like, yeah. I was like, well, I just came from the third floor. I didn't really smell anything. She's like, no, I think it's like the second floor or something. And I was like, I don't mean to start no crap, but 303 said she'd be smoking in her bathroom. She said, no, she don't. I was like, she told me straight to my face. She said, nah. And I just walked away. You want to believe the lie. You want to believe anybody's lie that they tell you to your face. You're like, no, they told me. They told you what? They told me straight to my face, bro. Like, why would I even make that up? You're a person that lies to other people and believe lies. And I come up and tell you, and you're like, nah, seriously. B told me straight to my face, girl, when it's cold outside, I smoke cigarettes in the fucking bathroom. Fuck it. So I go and tell her, but she don't want to believe that B smokes cigarettes. Nah, she don't be doing that. Bro, she told me to my face she does it. Nah, she don't do that. Okay, then she's a liar. I'm not the liar, or you just can't accept the motherfucking truth. Realistically, you think a bitch just want to snitch? No, that bitch want to snitch herself out. Realistically, if I told you some more shit she told me, you'd probably say that was a lie too. Was she lying to kick it? I don't know. That's what I call me too over there. I swear that Diana lied about all of that, but you want to believe it? Then believe it. Authentic self. Who are you when you go out there? Now, here's a funny story. Switch that one up. I go to drop my daughter off at school and she tells me they were doing street work at this bus stop and they took down the bus, the sign. And then they never put another one up and the bus would just go by and never pick up these high schoolers. So she said all of the high schoolers kept complaining and they finally fixed it. I was all, these little bastards, bro. These are little warriors. They're not going to tell their mom. They're getting on Yelp. They're Karens. They're going to put in, that's what she said. They were putting in complaints that there was no bus sign there, and they were getting, left. I was like, damn, these little warriors, really? They're high schoolers, right? They're kids that have to catch the bus, after school, and the bus keeps passing them by. And instead of fucking, you know what I mean, telling an adult, they got online and told the freaking business, hey, bro, handle your business. They did it, and they got the sign replaced. It's like, these little bastards are funny. Really? True story. And then something else, my son, I noticed that he had a screen cover of this girl on his old phone. And then I noticed he had a different screen cover of the girl on his new phone. And then he just changed it. And I was like, hey, bro, who's the girl on your screen cover? He's like, that's my girlfriend. I was like, oh, congratulations. I thought something because it was the same girl from the last one. Really? I found out my son had a girlfriend. That was cool. What'd she look like? Thick and fucking dark skin. Like we like them. Really? That was funny. Yeah. So who's yourself? Who are you portraying yourself to be? I don't even want to get into this because everybody's so fake. Really? They just want to be liked. They just want you to like who they are. So they'll dress up to be whoever you like. Whatever you like. Really? I like who I am. Most people don't. Let's start there, and then we'll get into the Palladian workbook. I went to duality. Balance is needed. Really? Yes. What are we on? 46. There can't be too many cards left. Really? We went through this one pretty fast, despite how long the teachings of each card is. I went with go with the flow. Yeah. Dude, you want me to be stable. The weather is not even stable around this bitch. Really? Yeah. 70 degrees yesterday, 70 degrees today, and tomorrow it's going to fucking snow. Really? Yes. Colorado is hilarious. You want me to be fucking stable. Shut up. Who are you? Walk into a hall of mirrors and you will see 100 reflections of yourself. Ooh, self-reflection, people. On a Thirsty Thursday, they're pumping you up for Friday. Really? Gotta make some changes for once in your fucking life. So says Archangel Michael Jackson. Realistically, I mean, you see that. That's what I do. I see all the layers to my being. Not just this life, but especially this life. Because I have to heal those layers of when I was a child, when I was a teenager, when I was, a young adult, when I was in my 20s, when I was in my 30s. Really? You see reflections of yourself, who you were in different times. And that's what I was talking about yesterday, those patterns. You act differently with different people. So these are the reflections of who you project outside of yourself. It's your reality. Everyone lives in one. You know what I mean? Everybody creates their own reality in their head and they project that reality. It's like, these ain't shit motherfuckers really be out there swearing by the fucking gram that there's some shit. Really? They ain't shit. You can't tell them shit either, right, Kanye? You can't make someone believe some shit that they don't believe. But and that's because the shit they already believe is fucking wild. Really? Perfect example. Janine didn't want to hear that shit. Why? Maybe she thought I was just fighting with the girl. Or maybe she just doesn't believe it. She thinks I'm just making up lies. I'm the priestess. Why would I lie? I walk in utter truth. Why would I say something that isn't true? She told me to my face, bro. And I'm telling you what she told me. You're like, nah, she didn't do that. She told me she does that, douche. Realistically, yeah. Like, I mean, I'm not trying to snitch a bitch, but I ain't about to, if you ask the truth, I'm going to tell the truth. Really, don't do dirty shit around me if you don't want me to snitch you out. And that's what it is. You know why you don't like a snitch, bitch? Because you got too much to hide. You're hiding, bro. You're hiding. And a bitch like me makes you very nervous. Very nervous, dude, because I could read you like a book. I don't need your cards, bro. I look you straight up and down and can read you down to your nasty thoughts and what you're about to say next. I could see your childhood trauma, bro. I could see all that shit on you. Really, the longer I stare into your soul, bro, I can start seeing what's happened to you in this life and what God's about to do with you in this life. Really, I have the eyes to see. But that's just, you know what I mean? You guys is blinded. Now, our own passions and desires of what we want something to be will blind us in the moment. A good example was, you can see these moments where like, how'd you get them so wrong? Because I wanted this to work out. I wanted it to be right. I only wanted to see the good. And that's where you limit your visions to what you want. So, like I said, she don't want to see the truth. Do you know what I mean? People don't want the truth. They don't want your opinion. They don't want you to tell nobody about what they're doing. You know what I mean? Going back to B, she was hella mad. She threw a big ass fit in the fucking parking lot. You know what? I want to point something out. She a loud ass bitch. Yesterday I was in my room doing self-care, and she sat her fucking fat ass right outside of my window, which I get it. That's where I sit too because of the sun. But she got to be louder than the fucking parking lot, dude. And you know what my spirit said about something like that? I need to write this down. When your insides are so loud and you're ignoring them, you got to be loud outside. When you can't listen to yourself, you're the loudest person in the room. You want everybody else to listen to you, but you don't listen to yourself. Realistically, oh man, I'm just sitting there fucking plucking my eyebrows and doing shit. No, waxing my eyebrows. And I can hear her. There's a crack in my window. It's only 3 inches, so no babies fall out. And she's the loudest fucking thing out there, bro. I don't know if she's trying to be heard, but how can you not be heard when you're talking that loud? And that's because she wants attention. These are attention-seeking behaviors. You want someone to look at you. Fine. What are we looking at? And that's where it is. When you get everyone's attention, then you put on this real great show. You want to show people who you are. Now that you've got their attention, you want to act like something you're not really. Really? This goes to childhood, bro. She has nobody to show her attention. So she's got to be out there making friends and trying to, make connections and shit like that. She needs to give her that attention that nobody else gave her instead of chasing it in absolute fucking strangers in the parking lot. And that's what it is. Parking lot pimping is pimping all over the world. Bro, it's not about making a friend. It's cool if you have a conversation is good for me. We don't need to go any further. That was great. Thanks for sharing your mindset with me, if it was even worth talking about. But realistically, nah, you guys are damaged where you need someone in your life to make you feel good. Really? So you do all of this hard work. We talked about conditional love yesterday. You meet the conditions to get their attention. It's all about attention. And it comes from childhood. It comes from being ignored your whole life. You've been ignored, so you'll do anything to be seen. And that's your antics on, on social media or out in public. You know what I mean? You got to be so loud. You got to be the loudest person. Confirmation. Here comes my daughter. She always texts me, Mom, like it's an emergency. There's a Japanese exchange student, and they are so cute. God brought you a stranger from another land. Really? This is great. I loved her. I told you they were trying to. Oh, she told me, dude. She told me I couldn't help out the kid at her school. She said, Mom, it's fucking social suicide. She didn't use fucking. She only does that when she's mad. She was like, I can't do it, Mom. That's embarrassing to him, to me, and to the whole situation. It's like, dude, it made me cry. I wanted to give the boy some clothes. I talked about the freaking kids that were coming from Japan. I was like, dude, I'd totally host one of these mugs. And then my daughter came out. She brought out all the logistics. She's like, you got to do a background check. You got to do this. She has all the logistics. I was like, they didn't send me that in the fucking text message. They said they had 7 kids and they were looking for homes. I was like, homie, send them through. I'm going to teach them all sorts of witchcraft. They're going to be enlightened. They're going to be talking to Buddha by the time they get home. They'll know Jesus Christ and all our saviors. Really? Seriously, though. Oh, fuck. I had the weirdest fucking... Oh, I forgot about that. Oh, fuck. I had this weird thing happen last night. What was it? A future projection? Oh, fuck. I forgot about that. I'm about to cry. I was scared. They made us close our eyes. Really? Oh, fuck. Fucking skinwalkers. Really? Fuck. I saw this. I completely saw this last night. Oh, that was scary. I was laying in bed. I couldn't really, I don't know. I was just laying there. And then I started to get these downloads, right? And I saw this download of where I go to where I'm supposed to. I've been seeing this for years. All these things that I've been collecting, which are these herbs and certain things I'm supposed to take up. and do this one big magnificent fucking ceremony for the skinwalkers. Really? Mm-hmm. And then what happens? I never seen it. I've seen how I do it. I've seen how I set it up. I've seen what time it is. I've seen everything. But then I seen them last night. Did you see him? See him? Not exactly. We do the ceremony and I can hear something's there. And I stand up. Who's we? Wolfman's there. The only person that wouldn't be scared of such a thing. And they're approaching. I can hear them. I can sense them. And I call out to them. And they tell us to close our eyes. And I'm like, close your eyes, dude. They told us to close our eyes. Close your eyes. And I have a full conversation. They come out and they're near us. And we're not supposed to open our eyes. And they tell us because we'll be too afraid. Your flesh will fear us. And we have a long conversation, a huge long conversation. And they're like, how? Or they know me from another life. They're like, we knew you would come. You said you would come. I said, I didn't know, but I just know that I'm here. What else did I say? He said, you would save us. I said, I'm not your savior, but I brought the Savior Christ. What is it? The Creator. He sent himself in a human with messages, and anyone that shall receive that message shall be redeemed. And they say, what are the messages? And we sit there. They're casted out. They're casted out. Whatever they are. Do I open my eyes? I do. Does he? I don't know. What did you see? I guess they were like creatures of the rocks. The same thing, it's hard to describe. They were filled with light, but they had like, it makes your skin, it's the same thing. Like if you're in the woods, anywhere, when your skin gets scared, and you have to learn to calm it or it just gets more and more scared. So as soon as I sense them, obviously the skin gets scared. And they said, close your eyes. Your flesh will fear us. And that's it. It's like they're preparing us so I don't get too scared. Do you get scared? You might get scared. You might see them and run. Really? I have this whole conversation. And they're expecting me to come. And how do I save them? With Christ. I told you I'm not the fucking savior. Some entities that have been stuck here are waiting for me to come and save them using Christ's words. You don't fully understand that. Nobody fully understands the redemption, the salvation for those that have been casted out for all eternity. They can be saved. But it's me that goes into the dark to where they are. Really? The super sinners, the super casted out, those that are in super purgatory, bro. The lowest levels of hell. Really? I saw it. It was scary. I've been preparing for it for a long time. I just didn't see what happened when I did it. I've seen it, all this shit. I've collected herbs and flowers and sticks and fucking seeds and shit from all over America for this. Really? It can't be replicated, none of it. I had to. It's talk about serious foraging. And that's where I needed all of this. I needed the ancient, you know what I mean? Tools from all the lands. And I needed the spirits that I met in all those lands too to give it to me. Really? Down to the redwood. Everything I have in there. Seriously? Oh man. It's fucking magical. Anyways, I had that download last night. Moving on to whoever the fuck you think you are. These reflections are like other people's perceptions and ideas of who you are. Ideas based on their own filters and also what they have chosen to show, reveal, and be at different times in your life. You may resonate strongly with some of these reflections, admire and like some, and disregard or shun others. All are parts of energy that you have admitted or sent out. You don't like how people received you, and you don't like the reaction to, you know what I mean, the bullshit you projected out. You expected that everybody was going to receive this well. Well, no. I'm seeing this thing. It's like these show-offs in my life that show off. It's like it worked for everyone else. How come it doesn't work for her? Because you're just a fucking show-off. I'm sorry that nobody ever told you that that's what you've been doing your whole life, but it doesn't work for us. I don't like people that fucking show off all the fucking time. Look at me. Look at me. You're begging for attention on all levels. I don't like attention-seeking motherfuckers. I don't give them my attention. Let them go get it from someone else. And those type of people, they're never satisfied with anybody's attention. It doesn't even matter who, bro. They just want attention. For what? They're nothing. They just want to feel special that people are finally looking at them. They don't care what they're looking at them at or what they're saying about them. They just like the attention. All parts of energy that you have emitted or sent out, some accurate, some less so. The reflections all all look like you, but are they really? And that goes back to my personality disorder. It was me. They just didn't see the different layers to my being. It's funny, they called me bipolar. What, like the weather? No, there was identifying differences in my personality that would shift from, you know what I mean, from extremes, but they didn't see all the layers in between. This includes reflections of how you see yourself and judge yourself and who you believe yourself to be. And that's it too. You know what I mean? You believe yourself. And that was, I was just working with that with Wolfman. I was like, you and that big ass fucking ego, bro. Like your brain has built up this perception of who you are and how powerful you are. And you have to come out on the internet and exert that in your love readings. It's like, where is the use in all this? You come off as a militant tyrant. You come off, and then he heard me. I was like, maybe I don't need to be coming off like that. And that some people receive it, some people don't. And he didn't in the beginning, and that was it. I wasn't very kind about it. I'm not very kind about you telling you what the fuck kind of vibe you're giving off right now. You're giving off a whole bitch ass vibe right now. Like, I don't like how you make me feel. What's wrong with me? Well, fuck you. You're just being... No, this has nothing to do with me. I'm talking about your actions right now and how they're making me feel. Can you go away? That goes back to B. Where did all this start? I don't want to hear it about your baby daddy today. Fuck you then, bitch. I'll just go talk about my baby daddy somewhere else. Go ahead. Then I go on and on. It's like, you don't see, like, you didn't like that that you look like a bad mother riding through the fucking, you know what I mean, riding through the streets with your baby in the front seat. You don't like that. Oh, fuck you, bitch. And that's why your daughter doesn't tell you. Okay, bitch. Whatever, bitch. All right, bitch. She asked me. People always ask me, how come you ain't got no friends? Because I tell the truth. And fucking people don't like that shit. I tell them the truth about themselves and everything else. And they don't want to fucking hear it. They be living full-ass lies. Get your lying ass away from me, bro. Most of you are unaware of the shit. And I will make you very aware of yourself when you're around me. You're going to have some self-awareness around me. Seriously, if nobody else, you don't pay attention to how you act around nobody else, you're definitely going to notice how you act around me. Why? Because it's different. It calls for a different energy. You don't get to be that whole fucking low self. Really? Starts right away when you start pouring out your trauma. This includes reflections of how you see yourself. Yeah. Look at how the figure in the mirror is shielded by the white satin. Archangel Metatron has brought you here to unveil to yourself who you truly are, your authentic self, stripped bare from other people's perception as well as your own. And that was my awakening. I knew what people looked at me as. I knew how they looked at me before. You know what I mean? Bobby was definitely attractive. I had my own shit. I was powerful. I was independent. I was, I still am all, and that's what you think is like, I'm still powerful. I'm still independent. I'm still sexy. I'm still fashionable. I'm still fucking trendy. I'm still all those things. But that's what he saw just based on the outside, which was my apartment, my house, my jobs, my fucking music, my friends, my Instagram. He thought I was, everybody did. They thought I was all fucking, boss bitch. Yeah, I was a bossy bitch. Got me, places, but I wasn't happy with that shit. So when I started losing that shit, I thought that my power was in that shit. And that's why you need to have your shit stripped so you can understand what true power is. I thought my power was in my ability to show what I was capable of. And that's my masculine energy. Yes, I did this. I built this. This is all me. This is all me, bro. I am self-made. Don't nobody have nothing to do with this. I am self-made. Really? I'll make you a celebrity overnight type shit. And that's how I walked in. But after I didn't have all that, then I couldn't stand on that. I still had to stand on my own 2 feet when I didn't have, you know what I mean, the outward projection of power. I had to find my power inside. And the truth is I felt powerless once I had given up my house, my, you know what I mean, my music, my job. I'm literally living out of my car, out of some trash bags. I feel powerless. That's where you rebuild your identity, because it was never in those things. And you realize that at any time you could have been you were powerless to these things. Really? If I don't have this, then I'm nothing. That's not true. You're so much still without those things. And going back to your fabulous President Trump, as I see his fucking face popping up right now, he got wiped out many times. And that's why he made shows. And that's why Americans believe in this guy. You forget where he comes from. He comes from nothing, made successful multiple times. And people believe he can take a country that's, you know, at nothing and make it successful. He's doing a wonderful job, don't you think? Realistically, this guy. I saw that post, Iran's out for Trump's blood. I was like, nobody stand in the way, please. Let them find this guy. Let him hunt him down like he did the president of Venezuela. Like, I don't want to be part of any of this. Don't let nobody get hurt in the process of this. Really? They said who they were coming for. They want just him. He lives over there on the East Coast. You stay over there. Leave us alone. We're not doing this. That's him. Why did he get in? I don't know. I don't know why he does any of what he does, but I didn't support him. Not ever. I don't want my people to die because he's over there making decisions of his own accord, not even with the permission of government. He's your problem, not our government. You could save our government too if you just take this guy. Just kidding. God's not going to let none of this happen. Really? Nope. He's here for the long run, this bastard. But that's what it is you came in here with nothing. You came to life with nothing. And you learned skills to create stuff, which made you an alchemist to this world. Some of you limited to what you were able to create in your life, but you are the creator. And that's the free will that was given to you that was not given to the universe. We were created with one job, one calling only. We did not have free will where we could choose to, you know, do whatever we wanted. And that is exactly what was the favoritism or the zest about being human. I want to be human. I want to try new things. I want to do stuff I've never done before. They got us. God, you got me. I was the first one to fall for this stupid shit. I was the first human to incarnate, to exert free will, and I went fully for it. I came for it. I came for free will, and I use it fully. Yeah, but not against God. You know, going to shit like that is like, I have a certain moral and conduct when it comes to integrity. If I'm doing a job, then I'm doing the job by the book and I'm doing it properly and I'm doing it, you know what I mean, by code. Because people spent their lives writing these codes to make things safe and proper. And this is the way shit needs to be done. You know what I mean? They don't spend all that time training you to follow the rules only so you don't follow the rules. You know what I mean? And somebody that can't follow the rules at home or at work, don't follow the rules on the street. They don't follow the rules anywhere. I think you guys get the idea of rebellion fucked up with rule breaking. Rebellion is rebelling against ways of life, not breaking every rule. You know what I mean? Like, oh, it's a red light. I'm just going to run the red light because, you know, I'm the Lilith. I can do whatever the fuck I want. That's not what that means, bro. And that's what humans think. I'm grown. I could do whatever I want. It's my life. I'm an adult. I can pay bills. This is my house. This is mine. I can do what I want. And when you catch them up in this shit, and I just had this conversation with some stranger on the street yesterday. I was street preaching. When you call someone out like that, they become extremely defensive. Like, why are you persecuting me? Everybody else does it. God asked you to be a bigger person, to be the leader, not a follower that does what everybody else does and has no moral code to this is just wrong. Really? Yeah. Let me give you an example. And this was the example I gave yesterday. It was these people. There's so many people that are contracted to come clean our parking lots. Why? Because people are dirty. Leave it at that. So I was like, you know, people don't become aware of it. I said, I used to have this terrible habit. This is a true story. I opened my cigarette pack and I would take that plastic and the peace inside, and I would just throw it out my window. Everywhere I went. I would do this all the time for years. When did you stop? Only recently. A couple years ago. How many? Before my awakening. I did it in front of someone. I was sitting there at his parking lot, and he was sitting there talking to me, and I opened a pack of cigarettes and I threw it out my window because it's my habit. It's a pattern. Right in front of him in his parking lot at his apartments. And he looked at me and he's like, "Are you going to pick that up?" I was like, "My bad, bro. I do that fucking all the time." He's like, "You should probably stop that." I was like, "You know what? You just made me aware of it. I am going to stop it." It was at that moment when when I became aware that this was not only a pattern, but a bad pattern, I stopped it. But I promise you, every pack of cigarettes I ever bought before that, I would just grab the shit, wrap it up in my hand like a piece of toilet paper, and throw it out the window. Are you serious? Swear to God. That's fucked up. I know, but what do you do? Don't be judging. Jesus says I'm forgiven once I change my ways. Well, stop doing that. Damn. Really? Something like that. So people are unaware of their bad behaviors all the time. They don't know what any of them are. Simplistic, like, did you wash your hands? No, I didn't. It's so funny. They taught us that all as children, and then they taught us all through fucking COVID, and yet here we are, and people do not wash their hands throughout the whole day. They take a shower, and maybe unless they just don't. Really? It's kind of scary, dude. No, I don't want to dab you, dude. Especially if you're a man, because I know you grab your dick to piss. Nope, and no, thank you. I don't want your dick on my hand or in my face. Moving on, dickheads. To gaze into the mirrors to see yourself properly for the first time ever. As Metatron lifts away the satin shield, you see yourself gazing back again, ageless, eternal, light-filled, your spirit shining brightly. Here there are no hiding places. This is you. Look into your eyes and see your andronymous soul reflecting back at you. And that's it too. It's like, dude, I'm in a female form. But you never honor my masculinity given to me by God. You just expect me to be, a prissy bitch. What the fuck is that? I'm kind. I'm the whole Queen of Cups. You have the distorted idea of what a man and a woman is. That a man can't be Jesus, soft, kind, loving, firm. You know what I mean? All of that. You think that, and even myself, I think that's gay. He might be gay. Really? No, I don't really have a strong gaydar, to be honest. Be a little off the Richter on that, off the reservation. But in that sense, you think men shouldn't be that. But at the same time, you don't think women should be loud and aggressive and assertive and dominant. You want us to be passive and you to be bullies. Well, now we're bullies and you're passive and wonder why we call you bitches. Really? Hey, balance your energy, bro. Really? Bobby said, don't call me bro. What do you want me to call you? Daddy? What the fuck do you want me to call you? Baby? What am I supposed to call you? What does your wife call you? Get out of my face, bro. Really? I don't know if I called him bro, but he told me I shouldn't. What the fuck do you want me to call you? Fuck. What do people call you? Wonder why I call you. Just kidding. I don't call you. Seriously. Fuck. Seriously. I'm just saying, bro. Really? Yeah. I've heard that my whole life. Oh, you're so pretty until you open your mouth. You were so pretty until you opened yours. Get in my face, bitch. You weren't even pretty then. Look into your eyes and see the androgynous soul reflecting back at you. Many lifetimes, much wisdom and love is in its purest form. This is you. What the fuck is this? This as you were when you were born. A pure incarnated soul in physical form. Come to play, work, learn, do, and be. You have lost the connection with your true authentic self. Allow this relationship with your true essence to deepen and blossom as it does so. Getting interrupted. Much may need to adapt in your life as you recognize and follow your own authenticity. Being authentic may result in you being asked not to follow the fucking crowd, but to stand out and shine brightly in your own right, doing life your own way. And that's it. Is it my way? No, it's God's plan. God's plan. God's plan. It's his way. I'm walking the way of every. I thought he was being worse on me, but he's not. He did all this shit to every fucking chosen fucking prophet. You pissed me off with this, God. This doesn't have to be a lonely place. Metatron is beside you and will help you recognize those similar vibrations and those who live authentically too. It is time to allow all masks to fall away, to recognize and appreciate who you really are. I'm seeing you, Wolfman. When you get weird in your videos, you try to pull it back and like act like that's not who you are. You try to hide your I don't know what that is. That side of you. The deepening of that relationship starts now. Look into the mirror and see. I don't do mirror magic. I get lost. Really, I don't even look at myself like that. The flake. Sometimes I look at my skin, like I have wrinkles and stuff, and I think about, you know what I mean? It's like the house you live in, bro. Really, I'm just a soul inside of this skin. What am I hearing? I'm just a soul whose intentions are good. Please, Lord, don't let me be misunderstood. I don't know. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. You hear that? Yeah, that spirit stuff. Really, this is for real. Who are you? Who do you want people to think you are? Is what's wrong here. This is what's wrong with it. The whole thing is what you want people to think you are rather than what you are and what you think of yourself. In the beginning, I thought I said terrible words to myself because those were the words that were given to me. I used to say things like, fuck, you're such an idiot. You're so fucking stupid. What a fucking bitch. You are such a cunt. No one, that's why nobody likes you, bro. That's why nobody likes you. And this and that, and this and that. I was very negative. I was repeating what other people had said to me over the years. People had called me an idiot. They called me a bitch. They called me a fucking cunt. They called me all these things. So I started using those words about myself. And I realized that. Tree pointed that out. He's like, you need to talk to yourself better. He would see, but he knew I had a personality disorder. And so when I would see how it would act, I was just fucking ashamed and would persecute myself for my own behaviors more than anybody else. But I realized the words that were coming out of my mouth were actually other people's. I was persecuting myself like other people would. And I realized that's not my job. Let other people talk shit to me. I don't need to talk shit to myself. Everybody else talks shit to me. I don't need to talk shit to me. Really? Mm-hmm. My job is to build me up when everybody else is tearing me down, not tear myself down like that. Really? I think that's probably how I eliminated the inner critic, because it is a part of you that tells you you're no good and nobody loves you and nobody cares about you, and you're ugly and you're old and you're fat and you're this and you're that and this and that, you're going to end alone. These are all things that your mind has heard outside of you that tells you. And this goes back to yesterday and the last 2 days now. We've been talking about how you talk to yourself and you talk over your thoughts. Really? Your mind believes what people have told it about you. But is that true? And that's what I was saying too. And that also extends past duality. Are you just what you think? Are you either good or bad? Is there no in between? Is there no understanding or forgiveness? Do you understand and forgive yourself when other people don't? Or you're just fucking ashamed and embarrassed of the things you've done and you don't want to face it? And you want to, anytime it comes up, you want to act like you're a victim to it and you didn't have no part to play, and fuck them. Shadow work is rough because that's what it is we're constantly evaluating parts of ourselves that people see, or that people accuse us of, or just plain things that we hide. Do you know what I mean? That's the shadow. And there's many of them. But then, there's the parts of you hide, but then you got to really evaluate the parts of you that shine. This goes back to it a couple weeks ago. I said, I need to get out there and put on my face and do what I do best, which is what? Interviews. I was like, I'm good at that shit. I get out there and I sell myself and I tell you what kind of great worker I am. And I can tell you, how much you need me in your business and what I can offer and all these great things. That's a projection, right? That's me selling myself to a corporation, And that's what it is. And, marketing. You're doing that often. You're trying to sell this image. So when you go on a date, think about it. You have this date. You're literally going to put on something you don't normally wear. You're going to step up your game about 10 notches. You don't look like this any other day. They call that type of shit catfishing, where you're pretending to be something you're not normally. Really? Yeah. Um, watch that. Are you that all the time? Or you're just putting on masks for people? When you go to your family's house, do you have to change? You know what I mean? Like you got to tuck in your shirt and you got to watch your words and you got to bite your tongue and you got to act completely different. You're not allowed to be you at home around your family. You're not allowed to be you at the gym. You're not allowed to be you with your friends. And what I mean about that is simplistic things like, you know, I know I was making a joke, but I wasn't. It was serious. Picking up Wolfman at the airport and driving him for 45 minutes. Okay, there's a lot of conversation, but are we going to talk the whole time? And then what about what it is to be me? Like, what if I just want to turn on the music and start dancing? That's what being me is. Do you mind if I turn on the music and just start dancing? Is that going to make you feel weird? Are you going to be embarrassed by my actions because I just want to dance? I just feel the breeze and I want to turn on some music and really like, you know what I mean, cruise through this fucking shit. Is that going to bother you that I'm not giving you attention, or that this is going to call attention? You know what I mean? If I'm just standing out there and I start swinging and swaying, or I walk up to a person and give them a message from the dead, shit like that. Now, in the beginning, when I started to realize what I was, I started to I told Russ and some of my other celebrities that I would ruin you. If they knew you were affiliated with something like me, there would be a lot of blowback. Really? Well, mostly, you know what I mean? There's a lot of reasons to that. But it's like, is that a good thing or a bad thing? In the beginning, I thought it was a bad thing. But anybody that doesn't accept that you have a Holy Spirit and wants to judge it, then probably you shouldn't fuck with them anyways. But in the beginning, I thought it was, what I was doing was not so comfortable. Do you know there's these Facebook ones? I'm part of this Facebook one. It says, I think says something like, bitch, I'm a witch or some shit. It's got like 925,000 fucking subscribers on it. I've seen 3 posts this morning of brand new witches that are like, I left my moon water out overnight. The sun came out. Is it still good? I've never done this before. There are 925,000 fucking witches on just one site. There are 925,000 fucking witches on one Facebook page. Don't think I'm the only one out here. I'm the most powerful one. Keep that in mind. Where are they all from? I don't know. I don't follow their members. Really? I'm just trying to teach them something. Really? Yeah, and obviously they don't know. It's discipline. What are you supposed to do with it? Come on. Really? I mean, all right, you fucked it up. You fucked it up. They said that they didn't, but that's not, you do not have blood moon water because you did not put the water out during the blood moon, which was for 82 minutes. You were supposed to cook your turkey for 82 minutes. It's burnt. It's not going to work. Now, you do have full moon water in Virgo. Congratulations. I have mine from last year. It's still sitting here. Really? I don't need this year's Virgo full moon water. I needed the blood moon water. Now, if you let it charge in the moon and then here comes the sun, this sun totally disintegrates all of that. Now all you have is sun charged Virgo water. Really? Come on now. But everyone that's in there is like, no, it's good. It's celestial water now. It's water. It's water you left in your car. There's nothing holy about it now. Really? I just want to point that out. That's just one Facebook site. If you want to get scared, then go and find out how many more witches are out here. This one said this morning, somebody tell me how to curse my mother-in-law. I swear to God, I should have taken a fucking picture of it. She says, someone tell me how to curse my mother-in-law. She keeps cursing me and my son and my boyfriend and her son. You guys are going to magical. I just laughed and kept scrolling. Really? Kill him with kindness, bitch. What are you doing? Really, they're out there fucking Harry Pottering out on the streets. These Google witches are hilarious. Where are they coming from? Their true, authentic selves. It's not hard to do witchcraft, bro. How are you going to defend it? You clear your shadows, doofus. Any fucking witch bitch could attack your ass. And that's what it is. Anything from the dark can fuck up your life. But is it the devil? Or is it just shit in your life that you need to face that's coming to the surface? And when it comes to the surface, they know that this is going to kill you, that you're powerless to this shit. Maybe you should take your power back and just deal with the shit. Really? That's just what it is. Seriously? She's going to curse her mother in law. Then she dies and you're stuck. Like, what if this. You shouldn't be messing with this fucking dude. Why did you have to learn witchcraft to be with this dude? You should probably get out of this dude. Realistically, stay. They might just be the ones to push her into it. And that's what it was, is like people sending witchcraft attacks at me, it was meant to kill me. And that's when they got real scared, because they sent actual death fucking magic at me multiple times. And I didn't die. So they were afraid they were going to die for doing it, because as above, so below. Then they realized what was happening, why they didn't die. Because I was alchemizing it. It didn't get returned. I consumed that shit. I consumed your death. But if I send a curse, then you would die too. And I'm not here to kill people. I'm here to save them in the name of Jesus Christ. Really? Mm-hmm. But I find it funny, as the goddess of hell, watching everybody burn in hell. Sometimes it's just funny, bro. Stefan Diggs losing his job. Her tour is called "Am I the Drama?" And anybody that comes around her is absolute destruction. Yes, bitch. Yes, bitch. You are the drama. I thought about the Migos yesterday. I posted that. The devil got them. Who got them? God got you. Falls from grace. I love this shit. Really? And then it's that. The biggest entertainers are the biggest sinners. You know what I mean? You gave the gold medal, you gave the Grammy to the biggest hater. You gave the fucking, you know what I mean? Like, you guys put awards to the biggest sinners. This is so hell on earth. Snoop Dogg is at the fucking Olympics. I cannot. Really? Oh, man. The golden years, I suppose. I don't know who you are. I mean, I really do. I can see the real you when nobody else can. But you should probably just try to be you and stop trying to be what everybody else has made you. Oh, this is my little daughter. That's what I said. Russ, are you always going to be Russ Vitali? Are you ever going to step into the Lucifer that you are? Are you ever going to rebel against such things and use that free will for something? Or your free will has actually got you no more than trapped in hell? Same with you, all of you. You're allowed to do what you want to do, but it's got you trapped in hell. And that's what you're doing here. I was like, do I get to do it? No, I got to do what God says. I've learned how this works after a millennia. Really, and because of that, I get to go to a new planet. You guys are going to be brought in here for, at least the next 35 years. And then I believe he's putting you on Mars. Why do you believe that? Well, according to the place of hell, this damnation that they're putting, and the fact that it won't be here, and humans keep wanting to go there, it fits the profile. Really? Well, it's not in the middle of our Earth. There's no place like that in our Earth. So you're going to incarnate somewhere else. Really? We don't even need you as a bug on the ground. Moving on. Well, I'll leave that there. The Palladians have something to say after 48 minutes. Where did we turn to? Additional Palladian light work healing sessions. What is this? Invoking Jesus Christ. That's what we always need to do. Where did I turn here? I don't know. Can we turn somewhere else? Healing with flowers? Nope. They don't know how to do any of this. Why do I say it like this and not teach you? First off, it's Thursday and you're probably at work, so you're not going to learn any of this. And this is the type of shit I'll be teaching in my, in-person classes where we can actually do hands-on shit. Really? Yeah, you guys don't even know what any of this is. Really? You don't even use your imagination. You're stuck in your thoughts. Owning your spinal pathway is what we learned about last time. What is this? Whoa, here we go again. The process of owning your spinal pathway actually accomplishes several things. First of all, it clears foreign energies from your spinal area as well as blocked energies from your own. This enables your being to inhabit that part of your body more completely. And that's what it is. Okay, so as you start answering these calls to your heart and you start breaking free from things, your spirit can now live more freely in it after you've gone through so much, the spirit can now overcome the body. Your higher self can now take form in the body now. You have to clear the way from your lower self. But it's your spirit inside that's you don't know it yet. It's that voice in your heart. And then as you start clearing the space and breaking free, now your spirit is broken free from the hell you've created it, and it becomes more lively. Yes, and that's including people that you kept around you or just bad memories. As you start working through, your spirit comes to life. They call it the light body, whatever the case may be. You have to do the work for this to embody your higher self. People are always striving to be their higher self, which is their best version of themselves. To do that, you have to get rid of the lower versions of yourself. Equally important, it opens up a way for cosmic energy and life force to flow freely into and through your body's central pathways. That's me as a channel. I'm not just a medium. I don't just talk to, low-level spirits. No, the divine energies, cosmic energies. And that's why I'm reading to you from the Palladians. What is my Palladian chakra? It's not part of the 7 chakras. It's placed between my heart chakra and my throat chakra. It's a foreign chakra that they place there, and when I feel the pain of it, I know that I'm getting messages. So later I'll come back and read the message. And this is where it is. It's a spinal pathway. I felt it. When I'm telling you about my chakras, unless I tell you it's in my front, I tell you which chakra I'm dealing with. And that's because energy is flowing through there. I'm constantly receiving energy, cosmic energy, and I'm putting that energy out. Now, if there is blockages in my chakras, I feel it. Now, as the energy is flowing, I can feel it. It causes pain to the body. Really? Like a microwave. It heats up in there. It causes pain to the body as you're getting this energy. At first, your chakras will light up, and then what it'll do is push darkness. What it is it's pushing light into your body. And when it does that, it pushes the darkness to the surface because that it needs room. So in order to create this light in your body, it has to move the darkness out. And then come Friday, here that shit comes out of your mouth, crying, shadows, the past, all these pains, all these things you haven't dealt with. Why? Because your spirit's pushing it up. The light is pushing it to the surface, which is through your chakras. Really? That's all right. Wolfman, you want me to tell you? I'm going to tell you yesterday. I didn't tell the whole story. I was like, I was fantasizing about you. What happened? You took your shirt off and I was trying to align your chakras and I got turned on. That's all that happened. Where did those thoughts come from? That's it. I saw myself trying to align your chakras and I got turned on. Trying to turn you on, turned me on. Really? Yeah. This enables your being to inhabit that part of your body completely. Oh yeah, here goes. Cosmic energies and life force flow freely into and through your body's central pathways, which in turn spins the chakras. This facilitates both the clearing and opening of the chakras. And that's why I do so much dancing in the morning. People don't know why I'm doing it. I'm opening my chakras. My back is locked. As I'm swaying and going like that and throwing my shoulders and doing all of that cool dancing with all the, I'm hotboxing my car with all the sage and shit. That's what I'm doing. And as I'm doing it, I can feel them opening, and then I can feel the light coming in, and I can actually get my auric body out. It's closed. I just closed it overnight. I shut down my energetic system while I was asleep, right? It's not taking any information. I've left the body to go get information. So there's no information being poured in my body. So when I wake up in whatever energy everyone's in, but I've already brought my own. Now I have to activate the body. I have to get it flowing. Some of you, it's simple coffee or taking a shower. Sometimes I have to throw it in the bath right away. And I tell you, it's aching. It's like a robot body, and I have to get the muscles flowing. I have to get the energy flowing. So as I'm doing all that, thoughts and feelings will start coming out for the first couple hours, if there is any stored up that I kept from the night before. And that's what just came out. Remember what happened before you went to bed? Oh yeah, I remember that. What happened? Realistically, yeah. As far as what I do when I sleep, I have no idea. I don't know. I wake up quite a few times. You know what I mean? I go to the bathroom. I don't know, but that's what it is. So in the morning when I'm doing all that swaying, it's opening my chakras. It's all in my spine, and I do all of the hand mantras in my right hand, which is the movement. It's accepting it. Really, it's important. Dancing in the morning for me is extremely important. If I'm not doing it in the house, I'm doing it in my car with my legs crossed. It's moving the chakras, it's moving the energy and accepting it. And that's getting in a good vibe. When you start the morning dancing, smiling, you know what I mean, catching your breath like that, it puts you in the right energy. I don't immediately, I build up my songs until I get to that point. You know what I mean? I don't immediately go hit the weed and hit the fucking, you know what I mean, hit the gym. It takes a minute to build up to it. As the sun's rising, the energy's flowing. Really? That's what they witness every morning. You will always see me out there dancing and blowing smoke. It's part of my clearing process. All right, and it opens the chakra. Another effect of this technique is to balance the downward and upward flows of energy. That's what I mean. You're getting information from the fifth dimension and above that's being put into your crown chakra, but you're also getting from your feet. You're getting earth energy from your foot, from your feet, which is the earth star chakra. So it's hard. And that's why you have to sit still, because that's what creates that energetic field called the Merkaba. And in science, it shows that huge field. That's what's happening as you're completely tapped in. It's coming from above, as above, so below. It's flowing like this on both sides from your mat. You're taking in, putting out, right? It's in all scientific pictures, and that's where it is. So if I can shut down and that's what happens. When you're not receiving from above, you're receiving from below. So I sit down in the energy, and then I can feel what the earth energy is, what's traveling through the earth energy. But most of the time, no, I sit down and I leave the earth energy because it's just the typical day energy. And I get into the higher energies and I bring those down. Really taking in and putting out all the time. So the upwards flow is from the earth star chakra. Now, that's just the earth. You can go to sacred sites, like I told you, and connect, because you know what I mean? You're a plug. You can plug into certain earth stars chakras that are throughout, like Mount Shasta, or as I told you here, I go to Red Rocks, I go to Mother Cabrini's. I have sacred sites that I go to, and I sit down and I plug in, and I get unbelievable information, right? There's certain places you can plug in. Those are from Mother Earth, and that's what we're always telling you. You're not getting the 5D because your brain, your crown chakra is never blocked. You're always getting information from the divine. It's your third eye. You can't see it, right? So when you go outside and you go walking through the forest or anything, now you're connected to the earth star chakra, and it can run through. All of your chakras are moving. You're moving your body. You're walking, just like I am dancing. Right? So now you can clear out your thoughts, and those 5D, you're literally putting all your energy, all your sour energy into the ground as you're walking. You're breathing, you're huffing, you're putting your thoughts, you're letting out your day, your whatever while you're walking. You're letting all that thought energy down into the ground. That's when your crown opens up, and now it's flowing. Now you're flowing again. You're flowing. When I first started, I had to go to Red Rocks, which was a sacred site, to get this flow started. Now I flow anywhere. All I have to do is just sit still and I can flow. Really? Let's see. If you are an etherically healthy person, cosmic energy and life force are constantly flowing in through your crown in the form of the ray colored light, and you have a particular color ray run your entire lifetime. What's my color ray? Purple. I have the purple flame. Really? Alchemy. This ray is determined by your soul's purpose for incarnation and particular types of lessons it is intended to learn. The 7 Rays Made Visual by Helen Burmester is an excellent book in the subject. Now, we studied the 7 rays, but in here, it said you had to master, give me a second. And this is where I want to go back to it, because I think I have it. Integrate the 10 Sephiroths, integrate your 7 chakras and their functions, master your subpersonalities. Hold on. it said something about more rays. Control your astral and emotional desire body. Integrate the balance of the 12. Here it is, the 12 rays. The 7 rays are the chakras, but you can get into 21 chakras. But I guess in that, I don't know. Really? This book speaks of 12 rays. I've done everything other than understanding the 12 rays and the 3 mindsets, because those are separate from the subpersonalities. So I need to understand deeper into what they're describing. With the 7 rays, we've talked about that. And that's where Jesus holds. Do you see those colors around him? Okay, he has the 7 rays. He's the rainbow ray. Okay, now Melchizedek, who's the purple card next to him, purple ascension, he holds the violet flame. On the right side of him is Metatron, and that's Metatron's cube that's on top of him. He holds the golden ray. These are rays of light and color. They're talking about the 7 rays, which are just no more than the 7 colors of the rainbow. My book says 12. But if I get into my angelic book, it says something different. Really, there's different rays in there, so there might be more. As a ray energy enters your aura and reaches your out of body, here it goes, chakra above your crown. And what's that? That's your stellar chakra. It's located 12 centimeters above your head. How do you know all this? I learned it one step at a time, guys. It is spun around in a series of rings that brought into, and that's Metatron's cube. You see it, right? You see the cube? You're inside of it. Da Vinci's, hold on. They want me to get you another picture. It's in the Sacred Geometry Oracles. We're back to work, aren't we, guys? I knew this was going to happen. I saw it earlier that we would be here. Really? I mean, I know what I'm about to do. Here it is. Notice the female and the male. Oh, you can't see it at all. My apologies. I'll fix all this. There you go. That's Metatron's cube, right? That's what you access above you through your stellar chakra. Now, there's the Earth Star chakra that's outside of you, that's in the ground. And then there's the stellar chakra that's outside of you, that's above your head, outside of your crown chakra. That's where information's coming from. Looks similar to this. Now, how that works is, as you see the male and the female, you have to be able to combine the 2 triangles. The downward triangle is the female. The upward triangle. In order to climb the tree of life, you have to master the downward triangle first, which is what? Your feelings, your thoughts, and your feelings. You have to master that first before you can climb into masculinity. You have to master your femininity in order to do any of this. That's why the female lies on top. Lilith is always on top. Shall we say this again? Realistically, yeah. Your feelings rule, not your logic. Now, let me go into this. So to access all of this, and that's where it is through your honoring your feelings. The more you honor your feelings, the more your thoughts and your feelings and taking action in it, that's you balancing, starting this balancing act. Now, it's spun around a series of rings. You see them up there? And brought into affinity with your current needs. It then enters your crown or 7th chakra, reaching a prismatic formation just inside the top of your head. There is a refraction into other colors sent further down to the center point of your 6th chakra, which is your 3rd eye. That's what it is. I have to teach Wolfman all of this. He's going to expect it all to happen like literally in front of his face. But the 3rd eye is a holographic projection that happens on top of our world. And mostly, as Pac said, in my mind's eye, I can see this place. It's inside of your eyes. It's not. Will you see entities outside of you? Some, but not really. No, you shouldn't. You should see past the veil of our reality. That's what that means. Now, come Halloween and certain times, yeah, you kind of see them literally everywhere. But what it is you're standing in a store. You don't literally see a dead person or a ghost or a person next to this person. You get a vision of this person talking to this person in front of you. It's just a quick vision. You got a glimpse behind the veil. Now, what is it? It's that. It's a crystal, just like I told you. And that's what Metatron has to do. You see my crystal up there? When I hold that crystal under the sun, it reflects all different colors of light. That's what we are. We're light beings. We're a crystal of God. We're reflecting different versions of God or whatever. That goes back to that mirror card we just said. It's the same thing. Really? The rainbow. What is a rainbow? When you see one in the sky, what is it? It's a prism of light. So when you're seeing visions, you know what I mean? When I'm telling you I'm getting downloads and shit, sometimes I can feel them coming in and I don't see it right away. But that's where it is it's a projection. Really? It's a picture on top of a picture. I'm still looking at the freaking words. I'm seeing the words, but there's a picture on top of the words that I can see that are brighter than the words, that are blinding the words. This picture is now blinding my vision. My 3D vision of what's in front of me is being blinded by my third eye. That's what that means. So Wolfman, when he does his videos, I made fun of him about it. It's like every time he does a video, he'll close his eyes like he's getting a picture. I think it's just him setting his intention, but he doesn't get the visions. And that's what I was like, what are you going to do when you do see what I see? When you can see beyond the veil and you see that this isn't real. You become Kanye real quick, bro. It gets a little scary for you, but also when in the pursuit of trying to tell people what you've just discovered, you become crazy. There is a refraction into other colors sent further down to the center point of your sixth chakra or your third eye. Some of the energy is spun again, this time into the sixth chakra, while the rest goes through the spinal pathway between your chakras and moves down to your throat. And that's when you can speak on what you've seen. The energy continues to spin down your chakra areas, down your spinal pathway, all the way down to your root, your first chakra. On the way down, the light is transduced into your heart, your fourth chakra, into a more physical attuned energy that has a fire-like quality to it. What is it? It's a accelerator. It's like once you put this in there, it's like I'm seeing, you know how you add vinegar and baking soda together and it makes it explode? That. Once it gets to the heart, it explodes. The heart is the explosion. Really? Yeah, but if you don't have a strong solar plexus underneath, which is a sense of confidence, it'll go nowhere. You have to have clean chakras for all of this. You get a vision given to your crown. It just told you where it comes from. You're supposed to speak on that vision. Your heart is supposed to fuel this vision to give you the confidence to walk in it. You're supposed to use your creativity of your sacral and then actually make this vision real as you take steps towards it. And that's what, hello, the master alchemist I am is. My visions come from God. They're not something that I literally get a vision from the 5D and I create it here in the 3D. But I have to have an open chakra system to receive all this, to do it. I can receive great ideas all the time. I can see the 5D all day. Once the third eye opened, it never fucking closed. That was the first thing that happened to me, was the visions. Once I cleared out my thoughts, I could see. Once I cleared out my thoughts, I could see everything. Really? Mm-hmm. You have to keep your throat chakra open by always speaking truth, though. You can't hold it back. Oh, I probably shouldn't say this. That's not a clear throat chakra. Now you're going to have shoulder problems and back problems and probably, you know what I mean? Fucking, I don't know, emphysema, who knows? Lung problems, teeth problems, all of that. When you hold back, it's building up. At your first chakra, this fire-like light swirls around and moves back up your spinal pathway, once again spinning each of your chakras in turn. And that's what it is you're constantly going back and forth all day. Really? From your reality. Now you've done this. Now you got to go back to your quiet space. You applied this. So what did God give me all day? Fucking nothing but fucking taxes. All I'm supposed to do is taxes. So until I do that, he won't give me another idea. And you don't sit there. You wait until he gives you visions of what to do. You do nothing else but the visions that are given to you. Not the ones that your mind comes up with, but the ones that you're given. And that's direction from the spirit. Really? After you go and take action, then you sit back down and reflect. Was it as hard as you thought? You face any fears about it? You just reflect. Well, that's done. And when you're done reflecting, then he tells you to move on to something new. At your heart chakra, it is transduced baku, whatever. Um, the downward movement of the ray energy fills the subconscious part of each chakra located in the back of your body. The upward flow rotates and spins over into the conscious aspect of each chakra located at the front of your body. And that's what I mean is I can feel it. Oh, my chest is hurting. I can feel it under my boobs. I feel it in my ribs. I'll tell you where I feel it. Really, I know where it's cut. I'll feel it, in the front, but I know where I'll take it and run it all the way to the back. And I'm like, oh, it's in my sacral. It's in my solar plexus. Really, aches and pains in your body come from this. Mine, especially when I'm sitting around doing nothing. The fuck is making my body hurt? This entire process is constantly going on day and night. If any one of your chakras completely stopped moving and was unable to continue the flow of ray energy, your body would die within approximately 3 days. Really? Mm-hmm. Now, this goes back to me as Isis. How did I resurrect Osiris? I put his organs back together. I put Humpty Dumpty back together, and I put my energy. I did a shock of energy. Before there was a defibrillator, something like that, we carried the energy. So it was my life force that pushed his back into his body. The energy was just pulled apart. The energy, and that's what I mean, is when the body falls apart, when the organs give out in your body and it can't hold the energy, you'll just burst out of it. Really? Mm-hmm. Thus, you can see the importance of keeping your spinal pathway clear. The spinal pathway is one of the most common areas in your body for the entity possession and psychic control by other people to occur. And that's it, they attack your chakras. Healing and future prevention of this problem are also important benefits of all flowing technique. And that's where it is. If you have a dark field, they can step into it. Now, because I have an open light field, only the highest level of light can step in, and that's where anything can come in and speak through me. My body is a vessel to the divine, as is everybody's. You don't realize what you're harnessing. You're harnessing other people's energies, other people's feelings, other people's anxieties. Other people live within you. Their experiences live within you. That's not even yours. People come and they put their experiences on you, and those thoughts and those feelings live dormant inside of you for long periods of time. Anybody you had sex with, it lives literally within you. And that doesn't mean just us women that let you come inside of us. It means you. You put your soul inside of my body and vice versa. A piece of me lives within you until you learn how to get rid of it forever. They're all there. And that's why sacral chakra cleaning is so important. Really, these ties from the past, they're inside of you and they can pull on those strings, bro. Really, I experienced it. I experienced it on a very soul level, bro. And he can't put it into words, but that's all he kept telling me. He said, when we had sex, he said it was so spiritual. It was something, that's all he could say. It was just spiritual. I don't know what he felt. But I know that I felt his soul inside of my body after that, like for almost like, well, the first week was extremely intense, but then it was just a buzzing of him in my spine. I said, he's a quiet sound, a quiet buzzing that runs down my spine. Really? He wouldn't quiet. That spirit wouldn't quiet. Because he was a loud spirit filled with all kinds of, you know what I mean? And really, that's what it was. He took his life out on me. He did. Everything that his life has done to him, he took out on me while we were having sex. And so all of that bad energy was inside of me and I could feel it. And that's how I was getting visions of his life. That's how I was seeing what it felt like to be him. That's where it is. It's like, I heard him last night. Do you hate me? You hate me. I don't hate you. I pity you. You're me. To hate you is to hate myself. I don't hate you. I pity you. But that's what happens. You know what I mean? You let yourself, your body open to another person's experiences, their energy, and it stays on you for quite some time. Really? Yeah. You need to learn how to clean that out. It's not as, and that's why I said to Bob, it's like, what? You just went home and took a shower and I was gone. I'm sure. To balance the flow of cosmic energy in your body, earth energy is brought into or in through the bottom of your feet. And that's why I told you, you always got to go outside and clean yourself in Mother Earth. Literally take your shoes off and connect to it. You'd rather have dirty feet than a dirty fucking energetic aura. Seriously? You'd rather have black feet than a black soul. You have a small chakra located at the top of, at the center of the bottom of each foot. They teach you that too. Your chakras can be activated through your hands and through your feet. Really? Mm-hmm. That's why you don't need to be out shaking people's hands. Seriously? Or sucking on their toes. That's why people have a feet affinity. Seriously? Mm-hmm. They say that you can measure a man's dick by his feet, but I know for a fact you can measure a man's dick by his hands. I know for a fact. For a fact, it's never been proven wrong. Never, ever, ever. I know how big your dick is just by looking at your hands. And you big hand motherfuckers better, go slap that shit somewhere else. Mr. Plum told me a story. Did you guys remember the story he told us about the guy that died a virgin? He was like 21. He died that way because he had such a big dick. He said girls were afraid of it. Nobody would touch him. He told the story that it was as big as a pop can. It was as thick as, no, he said it was as thick as a Coke bottle. And women, in high school, and women were afraid of him because it was that big. And his reputation had spread. They saw it, he was in sports. And so everyone told everyone how big his dick was, and the girls were afraid. So nobody ever had sex with him. And he died for whatever reason at a young age, but he never had sex because his dick was too big and women were afraid. So for those of you that are like, I have a small dick, I don't know what you're comparing it to. These fucking deep holes, these women that you could stick it through their fucking vagina and fill it in their throat. Perhaps you have a small dick for them. They're wide and fully open, but not all of us. So don't go into that trip. Really? I just wanted to point that out. That came to me yesterday or the day before. I don't know. I was thinking about Mr. Plum, and I would just sit there in the morning, and we would start with the weather, and he would just tell me all unbelievable stories, dude. He would fuck up like 2 hours of my day, just taking me through all kinds of time. He was 70 years old. He had witnessed all kinds of time. He had all kinds of stories, and he would just blast me with time and stories, bro. I'd be laughing, I'd be crying, I'd be in suspense, I'd be all over the place. And he didn't really live an exciting life. He just witnessed life. Really? It's crazy shit. Yeah, he told us that story. Watch out with your fucking dick chakras. Steve's Love Tarot says. He says he thinks he has a 12-inch dick chakra. I didn't even know that was a chakra. He might think it is. Anyways, I don't know where that came from. Oh, your feet and your hands. Your feet and your hands led to your dick. Sorry. There's this funny saying I've been saying since I was little. It's like, you beat your meat with your feet on the toilet seat. Here comes my authentic self in the middle of the reading. All right, moving on. Something about your feet. Oh, yeah, at the bottom of your feet. These chakras are intended to connect you with the planet and the planet with you. Although an ongoing exchange process similar to that of your crown chakra with respect to cosmic energy. Yeah, that shit comes from out there. It's like, where does it come from? I don't know. It just it never ends. It just suck into the light. They just jump into the light. Really? Yeah. Many people's foot chakras are all intended, or for all intents and purposes, non-functional, meaning your feet chakra don't work. Let me rub your feet. Just trim your toenails before we do this. You just saw that picture that's all over Facebook of fucking Selena Gomez kissing her dude's feet. That's sexy. That's real love right there. I don't give a fuck who you are, dude. He's a goofy looking dude. And she loves him. She's kissing his feet. And that's what happened with Jesus. Oh fuck. And that's exactly what fucking Shia LaBeouf said. I don't even know where that came from. He's like, if I saw him, I would kiss his feet, dude. He was crying about it. And that's what you do with the statues. He's too big. You kiss his feet. Jesus has been walking around fucking barefoot. Would you kiss his feet in hopes of salvation? Then you don't know what it means to need saving. You don't know what it means to be that desperate for something new, for some relief, for some peace, for some joy, for some happiness. I think about that. I was like, I saw something crazy. My spirit showed me something crazy. What? Somebody's family member died. And it was just tragic the way that they just passed away. And I was like, fuck. I was like, God just, and that's what I told my daughter this morning. I was like, there's no such thing as the devil. And God really puts some people through some hard shit. Like every day they wake up, it's another hard day for them. And they don't know how they're going to get through this day. I was like, people like your dad, my brother, there's lots of them that are waking up today and it's going to be another hard, terrible day of bad karma. I was like, get through it. They cry. People cry. Why, God? Why do you keep doing this to me? They have no idea that it's them that's calling this in. Because they're screaming at God, playing the victim, but they don't understand that they're in control. It's such a weird thing. Really? You're screaming at him why, but you're not listening. He's showing you why he keeps doing this. You know why this keeps happening. You're being dumb. You're choosing. I don't know. Ignorance is bliss. But people come to me a lot and they'll tell me, their tragic woe is me story. And they don't see the bigger picture of what God's trying to teach them. And that's where I come in and I'm like, this is why this is happening, bro. And it's going to keep happening until you realize this is what you need to overcome. And they know it. Lewis is a fucking idiot. I told him we're on nearly 5 years now, loser. 4 years. Told you why this keeps happening to you. And you have to change it. Your circumstances are not going to get better. And then they said today, I saw it pop up on TMZ, it says, Lewis Hamilton is not retiring until Africa is on the Formula One calendar. Means in no time soon is he going to quit his job and get a life. You keep wondering why you're losing is because you're being a loser. You won't do what God wants you to do. So you're just going to keep suffering. And that's to all of you. You're like, why does this keep happening? Didn't God tell you to leave this person alone? That went back to Sophie. God damn, Sophie. I hope she moved on. Probably not. She was demented. Really? Fuck. All I did was pray to God to move on from twin flames. I'll fucking leave. Some of them, though, that's where it is you can't. Some ties, they won't let you. God won't let you until you've really learned your lesson. Man, talk about all my magic. I did everything magical to break my ties with fucking Russ. Anything I could find in a book about cutting a cord, you know what I mean? A soul tie, a twin flame, getting rid of it, banishment, block. All I could do was block his chakras. Really? Yeah, I did it to him and his mom. I did it to Bobby too. Really? Yeah, I just shut down their chakras. That's all I could do. Couldn't really get away from them, but at least get their energy that they keep putting outside of them to stop that. Really? Mm-hmm. You're stuck. Till you work through the energy that's inside of you, you get no new energy. That's what that means. And no longer can you exude this negative energy outside of you. Really? That's what they used to do, is just put it outside of them, put it on someone else. Now they can't put it out on anyone. No, it's them. You cursed me. No, I didn't. God cursed me with you, douchebag. Due to the amount of pain on the earth has taken on through humanity's massacres of indigenous civilizations around the world, her absorption of denied emotions from the human pollution and near non-existence of conscious celebration and ritual gratitude for earth all her gifts and all her gifts, not to mention the blatant abuse of the planet as well. People are mostly cut off from this vital source of nurturing, grounding, and life force. Even the majority of spiritual people I have met work with consciously, operate primarily upwards from the heart chakra. The rest of the chakras are still mostly running on autopilot and with little or no earth connection. I talk about this all the time. Why? Because I was made of the earth. I understand where the real connection comes from. You keep trying to have out of body experiences. You want to escape this experience. You don't want to tap into it. You want to find a way out of it. Hey, I feel that. We can work on that called astral projection. But ultimately, the point is to take the steps to where you can ascend, where you're not stuck here. As you openly receive earth energy again, it's important to be very specific and clear in your intent. Many people whose foot chakras are functional absorb built up dark energies from the planet instead of connecting with planetary beings in a mutually nurturing, I'm going to stop right here, nurturing and healthy way. I talked about that. The school shooters, what is it? They walk through it. Though we walk through the valleys of the shadows of death. I told you that. I can go to places, they're Earth star, but it's everywhere. I can see the footprint that was left here. Anything that's happened here before we were here. The Earth shows you. Just sit still. She'll show you what happened here before you got here. She'll tell you the whole story. I think I heard somebody knocking. Really? Yeah. You got to be careful. And that's why people like to go to, haunted sites. They want to feel it. That's why people want to go to Jerusalem. That's why people want to go to Israel. They want to go to Mount Shasta. They want to feel this. They want to have this feeling of this place on earth. You want to take a picture that you were there, but did you actually connect with the land? Or you just connected with a picture? You were able to tell people through a picture. I think they're about to do a room check. Hold on a second. And that's why my spirit guided me. Probably should put on my pants. Just sitting there with it's my room. Really? Yeah, all I got to do today is do some of that. I'm going to go put together some paperwork, walk across the street, and do my taxes, which is planting seeds for future abundance on a Thursday. This is something serious to look at. This was a very serious teaching about the self and how to open yourself up to more of yourself and stop trying to be like everyone else. Really? It all happens inside. It's not outside of you. I can take you outside and that's it. It's like, I can take Wolfman or any person to these places. People go to these places all the time, but they don't have a spiritual connection. Why? Because they're too built up in their own self. They're too much in their mind. It's all a feeling. Their thoughts and feelings is what's stopping you from your spiritual connection, which is the divine feminine. I am the goddess of the moon. I rule over your thoughts and emotions. It is a full moon. You need to be aware of them. They're bringing up the difficult ones so that you can have your spirit can be free. Only until you release the difficult energies, low vibration is what they call that, can you be in a higher vibrational setting. You set the setting though. It's not outside of you. It's inside of you. You are the creator of your own little reality. You get to choose who you love, what you eat, where you go all day, how you spend your time, where you sleep, what you wear. Or do you? Are you capable of making those decisions for yourself, or you're making all those decisions based on somebody else's opinion? That's when you realize you're not living true to your nature. You're trying to fulfill other people's expectations on your life. They expect you to go to school. They expect you to work. They expect you to act like this. These are conditions given to you by people that you've given authority over your life. Nobody has authority over you than God. There's God, there's you, your partner, and your children, according to how it should look. Realistically, a single person with children would readdress that calculation. But if they weren't casted, if they're a party, like if they were a household, right? It only happens after the fact, right? So say that we were in a marriage and now the marriage is broke and now, you think the chain of commandment is broken. No, my kids come first before some dude. My kids come before some chick. If you do that, you're already breaking the commandment. Why? Because it should be you and this chick helping you raise the kids, not you and your kids against this chick. If you were with your partner before the partner left the house or you left the partner, it was you and your partner raising the kids. Now, all of a sudden, it's you and your kids against a partner. Think about that. Really? Yeah. Those are structures built in single parent homes that can make it uncomfortable to recreate a full structured home. You're not giving this partner the respect that they deserve out the gate. Because you're first off, you're lying to them and saying, I don't want you to come help raise my kids. If I want to share my life with you, then I want you to help me raise these kids. Don't say that. Don't take away the power that you actually want them to have. You're afraid to give them power. Be honest about it. And that's something like me. I didn't want a man. And that's where I realized I was selfish. I didn't want to bring a man home to my kids. That's selfish. My kids deserve a man just as much as me, not for the same reasons. It was selfish. I didn't see it that way. I thought I was protecting my kids, but it was selfish. My children they're pretty big, bro. My daughter's 15. My son, he's 13. He'll be 14 in June. They haven't had a man in their life. So obviously, you can say that causes daddy issues, but it causes an uncertainty of their masculine energy within themselves. Because my daughter hasn't had a man, she's leaned more towards the masculinity. Because my son hasn't had a man, he's leaned more towards the femininity. Really? Mm-hmm. Having a masculine around isn't a bad thing. It teaches what a masculine energy can do. I'm limited as a woman. And that's it. When I become too masculine, I'm being harsh. I'm not being their mom. I'm not being a nice, kind, supportive mom. But if a man, same thing, becomes too masculine, now he's a cut off, distant, authoritative, mean dad. That caring, and you need that. That's that balance. I just want to point that out. You know what I mean? To my future, lover, we're not against you. You're getting a whole family that's excited to have a man. We're excited to have you. We're scared and suspicious, but we're not against it. We're excited about it. And all they ask is that I choose the right man. And that's all I can do. You know what I mean? But they're counting on me to bring a man home one day. You know what I mean? Realistically, their fucking love lives are taking off faster than mine. A lot of rehabilitation here. I don't have the experience that you guys had. Really? Something like that. I just want to point that out. You say that no, it's my kids and then my partner. No. You're saying that now because you don't have a partner. And if you say that, your kids think they could become before the partner and they can stand between it. And that's not going to be good. It should be balance. I don't want some dude to think that he can come in and I'm going to choose him over my kids. But I don't want my kids to think that, you know what I mean, he has no authority and they're always right because they're my kids. It's structured balance on all sides. Really? Otherwise, people are fighting for their position. They're fighting or they're not. They feel, neglected in their situation. Really? Yeah. I don't know. Just something to think about. And that's something like Bobby. He wasn't serious. I didn't see that. He didn't point that out. I had to, I had to see that on my own. He thought I needed a stepdad, like someone to come pay the bills. He thought I needed that. But he wasn't being honest about what he needed in a woman. He wasn't being honest about that shit. Really? Yeah. And I really didn't want you to come do that stuff. It would have been nice, but that wasn't a requirement. That wasn't what I wanted. That's not the intention of why I wanted you in my life, was to just come and pay my bills. That was never the intention. That would be helpful, but that's never been my intention. That's most women. They don't want a man that can't take care of them for the rest of their life financially. I was never doing that. I wanted someone that could love me for the rest of my life, that could be loyal, honest, trustworthy. Money comes and goes. There's no guarantee you'll have money for the rest of your life. That's not a, can't build anything off something like that. Really? That's it. Someone I could have an adventure called life with, that wouldn't be afraid to have more children, that could give me a good experience of having children, that would stay there for that too, and doesn't have to believe that he's the only one. You know what I mean? We're the only one. I'm the only one at home, and you're the only one outside, and everything is on each other's shoulders, whereas it should be balanced. Hey, I'm a hell of a money maker. Watch this. Let me shake my money maker. Realistically, yeah, I fucking not the best at laundry, but I'm getting better at it. Otherwise, I'm great in the work field. It's just like that, honoring your true self, but that goes back to that balance. Don't be over anything. Don't be over masculine or over feminine. Don't be over critical. Don't be over, that's extremes. That's the card of Sagittarius. It's temperance. Be yourself. And if yourself, and that's what I was talking about too. If it calls to be a Kanye, then be a fucking Kanye. Sorry, I had a Kanye moment. It was a Britney Spears moment. It was a Justin Bieber moment. It was a Cardi B moment. There's plenty of it. I had a Lilith moment. You bursted into flames, did you? How'd that work out for you? You should have seen the look on their face. That's what's always left. You're always left with this look on their face. Oh man, that's gonna be stuck in my memory forever. Hey, be you. That's all I can tell you. Good luck. Bye.